Well, hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me again. We have another author meet and greet, and I see some of you are already hanging out with us. I'm so excited. Thanks for joining. We are hanging out today with my dear friend J.M. Sullivan. She has written Alice, which is part of the Wonderland Chronicles, which is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. I cannot wait for you to meet her. Let's bring her on. J.M., how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm good today. Lots going on. I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about your retelling. So tell me a little bit about Alice.
Yes, well, Alice, the Wonderland Chronicles, is a retelling of Alice, or Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, with a bit of an undead twist. So instead of the fantastical, whimsical world of Wonderland, Wonderland is an apocalyptic dystopian setting that brings a whole nother round of problems for Alice.
That's kind of amazing. And I know you've been getting really good response from your book. You have your fans who are over the moon about this. I absolutely love everything about your concept. Tell me a little bit about why my fans would also like Alice.
Well, I think that I feel like Alice and the main character in Jaded would be friends in fake real life, because it's not real life, but in fantasy real life, our worlds merged, they would totally be friends because they're both really strong female protagonists, and they're just really great, solid characters. And I think they're characters that girls can look up to, especially teenage girls who can view them as a role model because they're both determined and they're both dedicated. They're both put in these situations where they have to kind of do whatever they can to survive. And both of them, through using their abilities and their brains, succeed, which is incredible.
It really is. And there's a lot of similarities in both of my stories. So Golden is my retelling, yours is a retelling, a lot going on there. I think that my Illyria, my Goldilocks, would be very good friends with your Alice, but I also think that Jade from Jaded is going to be friends with her because they're constantly taking care of people, they're protecting people, and I love that connection. So guys, if you are a fan of Golden or Jaded, make sure you check out Alice. And oh yeah, since we're here, let's talk about what gift I have for you guys. JM was kind enough to give us a sample of Alice. So if you guys are excited about Alice and the Wonderland Chronicles, you can actually type into the comment box, Alice sample, and I will direct message you right now while we're live on air with this download that you can get a free sample of Alice. Now, this is going to work if you are on Facebook right now with us live, and this is going to work if you are on Facebook for our rebroadcast. This will not work if you are on YouTube or on our website. So if you want this sample, go over to facebook.com/k.m.robinson books and look for this post. You can go through our videos until we find it, and you can comment in the comments with Alice sample, and we will send that to you right now. Take a look at this cover. Julie, JM, could you just hold that up for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look how pretty that is. Everyone is talking about the cover of Alice. I am a huge fan of it. It's really well done. And we're getting some really great comments from people because it's Alice. Everybody's really excited. All right, so if you guys have questions for JM, now is the time. Go ahead and hit up our chat box. Let us know what you want to know. And we're just going to hang out and talk for a little bit about books and about our writer lives. So JM, tell me a little bit about how you got started in writing. What was your inspiration behind this, and what really motivated you to create the world of the Wonderland Chronicles?
Well, I've always really loved writing. Growing up, I was a total book nerd, and I loved to read and I loved to write. And I'd always kind of thought that it would be fun to be a writer, but it just didn't seem like something that I could ever actually do. And in fact, I've started a couple of stories that have been shelved, just because they weren't really working, and I just don't think there was time for them. I may go back to them in the future, but right now they're shelved. But early in 2016, really end of 2015, I was laying in bed, and I don't even know, remember how this train of thought happened, but I'm pretty sure it was my husband and I had just finished watching a zombie movie, because my husband and I love scary movies, like demons, ghosts, witches, vampires, whatever, we'll watch it. And I just remembered thinking, about how perfect a mashup of Alice would be with zombies. And the idea just kind of came out of the blue because I was thinking, well, the queen is always off with their heads, off with their heads. And that's totally how you have to kill zombies. Like, it was the perfect, like, little puzzle piece fit. And so I started thinking about it, and just this whole story kind of came, it just fell together. It was kind of like magical, really, how it happened. And within 15 minutes, I had an outline, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I know how I want to tie it in. And then from there, I guess the rest, as they say, is history.
That's fantastic. And I love that behind the scenes look at it too. And that connection, amazing. Just love that. We do have a question. What character do you relate the most to?
I would probably say I relate very much to Alice. If you've read the book, you know that she also is a bookworm. In fact, part of the story is she has to go to, like, it's a dystopian, like, it's an apocalyptic wasteland. There's mome raths all over the place, which are basically zombies, and they have, like, taken over the world. But Alice still goes to the library to check out her books. Oh, and she's nerdy enough that she takes them back to the library because otherwise they would make her feel bad. Like, that's totally something I would do. So I guess, and then just like other small things I would relate to. My husband, as he was reading the book, he was like, yeah, you would say that. Yeah, you would say that. So I guess, even though I probably didn't mean to, she probably has a lot of my tendencies.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that too, and my fans sometimes call me on that. So I think it's just a writer thing. Kind of fun. If you guys have questions, this is a great time to shout those out. Let us know what you want to know in the chat boxes. And we did get a comment from someone watching who was talking about the cover. She said it is just as beautiful on the inside as it is on the cover outside. So if you want to just maybe pick up your book and kind of flip through that for us, we would totally love it.
I was so excited, actually, because I had the idea for it, and my publisher was so awesome. And she said, absolutely, because I have split Alice into sections. There's obviously chapters like any normal book, but I have it split into a couple of different sections based off of Lewis Carroll's chapters. So section 1 is Down the Rabbit Hole, and then section 2 is The Pool of Tears, which are both chapter titles in Alice in Wonderland. And then so for each section, we were playing around with it, and she said that we could do like the section page, and then she came up with the really idea to do the pretty rose underlay with the rose and the words on the inside to match the roses on the outside. So if you couldn't tell, it's kind of hard to see if you're not looking at it, but behind here, like these lines, they're all roses.
Fantastic, and I love that that is incorporated to the inside as well. I'm a really big fan of when they carry branding through from the cover to the insides to all of your marketing. So you guys know me, I'm reading Transforms, and I do all my photography and design stuff, and I'm very attentive to this. So that makes me incredibly happy.
Yay! Yes, I was very.
Fans are calling us on it too. Like, they're very good about picking out these details and then showing them off on Bookstagram.
Yes.
Speaking of social media, you are a big fan of being really involved over on social media. I know you've got a lot of things that you're doing. You've got a lot of weekly projects that you do. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you have coming up.
Well, on Twitter, I am very active on Twitter. In fact, that's probably where you'll find me easiest. And I host the monthly Twitter game for writers called Author Confession. And I post a set of questions for each month, and there's a daily question. And basically you just answer it. Some of them are about you, some of them are about your writing style, some of them you have to answer from your character's perspective. One of the ones that's been really popular has been to describe the book or the character or some part of your story using only emojis. That one is a fun one. So we get a lot of good responses for that. Author Confession has also transitioned over into YouTube, and so we do interviews with authors, and it also has become a little bit of a booktube channel. So that's been really fun. But the newest activity that we have is actually one that KM is going to be doing with me. And it's a new event called Brewing Books, where we basically grab authors who write different genres of books, and we have our coffee and we chat about the theme. Our very first episode is going to be on Friday about retelling. So Cam is going to be talking more about Golden. I will be talking more about Alice, probably even a little bit about my next book, Peter, or Neverland, the Neverland Transmissions. I call it Peter because it's way easier. The Neverland Transmissions. And then we'll have a couple of guest authors talking about their books as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. In fact, our first episode is this week. So I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait to get started. If you guys would like to join us, leave us a comment, and we will give you the link so you can come join us on Friday. It's going to be great. Let's see. Who is your favorite character you wrote, and who did you have the most fun with?
So Chess is totally I would say low key, but that's like a lie. He's like my high key favorite. Like I love him. He is the reimagining of the Cheshire Cat. And so he kind of shows up at the most random times. But he really is, he's got a good heart, and he's really an interesting character, and I love his snark and I love his wit. And even though he's in like this apocalyptic world, he still has this sense of humor and liveliness about him that he always brought like just a whole new energy to every scene. Like it didn't matter what it was. I always loved writing scenes with Chess. But another one, so he's my favorite character. But as far as who it was the most fun to write, it actually is kind of a toss-up between Chess and the Red Queen. Because the Red Queen, she's something else. Like, she is another interesting character. And she has, she's a powerful rival for Alice, and she has these reasons for doing what she does. And it's almost hard to see if she's the villain or not, because some of the things that she does, even though they're really like, why would you do that? Or like, you can also see how what she does might be helping people. So she's complex for sure.
And I'm a big fan of complex characters, so I love that you incorporated that in there. I have a question, which is one that happens to be a favorite around here. This is a very popular one. It says, if your characters were in high school, in a contemporary high school, what roles would they play? And I know this is hard because she actually hit me with this live on air, and I didn't have time to think, so good luck.
Okay. Well, Alice would be like the geeky, like, book nerd girl, because that's totally who I was in high school. Like, that was pretty easy. Nate, he would probably be like the jockish kind of like cool character, like the one that all the girls like, and he's cool, like, except he would be kind of the one, like, not the jerky jock, he'd be the one who's like nice, that he hangs out with all the jerks, but he's really actually pretty nice. Ace would be the jerky jock. The Red Queen would be like the queen bee popular girl, although she's older, so maybe she would be like a teacher. I don't know.
She's the popular teacher?
Yeah, like something like that. Yeah, she's the teacher that everybody likes, or that they're all afraid of. She could be the principal.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe the evil principal. Dr. Abbott would definitely be like a biology teacher. Hada would be a chemistry teacher. And then Dinah would be a social butterfly. She would be like on the social committee and like one of those like super nice girls. Chess, he would maybe be like the class clown, I guess. Like, he would be the one that kind of fits into all of the categories because he can get along with everybody and he's kind of funny and just carefree. And then, let's see, Bug. Where would a conspiracy theorist fit into high school?
computer nerds.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe like the AV guy. Yes, he would be an AV guy because he's got all of his microphones and CB radios all over the place. So that would be a good place for him. And Lewis would be on the newspaper.
there you go. There you go. That was better than I did. So I'm reading through our chat box right now, and I'm finding some fun comments. And we knew we were going to get called on this. We're matching. So I feel like you need to pick up your book, and we're just gonna do the whole matching thing. There we go, guys. There we go. We planned it, except we didn't.
At all.
No, we both showed up like this, and it's just kind of the way it was. Pretty fun. Oh, great! I know, right? Here's a fun question for you. We're getting a lot of fun questions today, guys. We would like to know who would be the best gambler out of all of your characters.
These are good questions. Gosh.
Right.
Not Abbott. Hadda would gamble big, but he would lose. The Red Queen might be because she's pretty calculating. So she actually might be the best gambler because she really is very smart and she's very shrewd. Alice doesn't really like to gamble. I don't think she wouldn't be into it. The only reason she does is when she absolutely has to. So I don't think she would be involved. Nate would not be a good gambler. He's too honest. He has no poker face. That's like me. Maybe Chess. Either Chess or the Queen. They're both. I would say they both have the mental fortuity to place those bets and hedge those bets and kind of keep an eye on all of those moving pieces.
Fantastic. Okay, if you could bring any one of your characters to life, who would it be and why?
Not the Momerath. That would be bad news. If I could bring any character to life, who would it be? Real life or a character that I killed and then bring them back? Because I kill a lot of characters. If I brought Chess back to life, my husband would probably be jealous, so that probably would not be good. This is a hard question. This one is really hard.
I know. She's notorious for really hard questions live on air.
Right. Actually, okay, so I'm going to go into, I know we're kind of talking about Alice, but I'm actually going to go into the Neverland transmissions. And I would say my character, who is a reimagining of Toodles, and his name is Robbie Toodelo, and he's just the cutest little ship crew hand, and I just want to hug him. Every time I hear about him, I just want to hug him, and that's probably because part of the inspiration for him is my son. So I would bring up Robbie Toodelo and Toodles, and he and my real life Toodles would play together.
That's adorable. I love that. Okay, so we're getting more questions. This is really awesome. Guys, we are right about at our limit, so we're going to wrap it up. We'll answer just a couple of more for you because we had some really great questions today. And I should point out that this is a comment back when we were talking about the high school versions of your characters. She said she would read this retelling of this retelling.
There we go.
You go. I feel like this is fun. We should all do it at some point. Okay, I found a good one. Where was that? So many that I'm scrolling through right now. If you had to have a partner in the fight for your life, who would you pick and why? Good grief, woman, what are you doing with these questions? You're intense.
He is intense. I would go with Alice. Even though she doesn't realize it at the beginning, she has a lot of hidden strength and hidden abilities inside of her that definitely come to light during the course of the book, and she's definitely a formidable opponent, so I would love to have her on my side.
That's fantastic. And I feel like if I were going to answer that, I would I would definitely say that is very similar to my answer. I would love to have, I mean, I'm not going to talk about Golden right now because there's a bunch from there, but I would love to have Jade from the Jada duology on my side, very much for the same reasons, because she starts out not realizing how strong she is, and she really is a force by the end of it. So absolutely love that. And great answers. Alyssa's saying she had a large coffee. That's your explanation? That's your explanation. Okay.
Coffee does wonderful things.
She's going to have to join us on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Brewing Books, guys, Friday. Come hang out with us. All right, so we are going to wrap this up. JM, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I always love hanging out with you on these live broadcasts. Guys, make sure that you hit her up on her social media and get your copy of Alice. If you have not typed this in yet, Alice Sample, type it into the comments and you will be getting the first bit of this story for free as a download to see if this is going to be something you have on your TBR list. And make sure you get your hands on it. We're getting a comment about loving us. If you have not typed that in, go ahead, type in Alice Sample, and we will get that sent to you right away. And because we are giving out some really cool links right now, too, I'm just going to do a little shout out for mine. If you are interested in the Jaded duology, I am thrilled to let you know that if you type in Try Jaded below, you will get the first 3 chapters of my brand new book, Jaded. You'll get to meet Jade. You'll get to meet Roan. You'll get to see if he's really out to kill her or not. It's going to be interesting. And you can definitely get your hands on the full book tomorrow as we are starting out with our launch for Jaded. I'm super excited and a little bit thrown at the moment because my computer's glitching just a touch. Sorry, guys. But Jaded comes out tomorrow. And if you would like to join us for our live broadcast release party, you can type party into the comments and I will send you the direct link to save your seat. We are doing games. We are having all sorts of fun party things. We're doing giveaways. There are party gifts for everyone who's involved. There may even be adult coloring sheets involved. So I'm really excited for it. It's going to be awesome. I hope you'll join us. Type in party and it will take you over to the party link. Now, if you happen to be watching our rebroadcast before we go live tomorrow night for our party at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can go to jadedlaunchparty.k.m.robinson.books.com and save your seat. I would love to see you guys there. All right, JM, wrap this up for us. Any last things you want to say about why my fans would absolutely love your book, why they should get their hands on your book, and then we'll go into how they can contact you after.
Well, I mean, I would just, you and I are obviously very alike, and we get along so well. I mean, right? I just think that if anybody reads my book, they would like your book. I have a feeling that our writing styles are very similar, and just great minds think alike, right? So also k.m. Robinson in general is just an amazing person. So even if you haven't read my book, you should go read hers anyway, because she is phenomenal. Like the brain on this woman, like I am in awe. So
you're so cute. Thank you. Hey, listen, you're hanging out on my Facebook page, so I'm going to assume you're a fan of mine. But if you're not, you should totally read JM's book anyway, because hello, Alice retelling. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Let everybody know where they can find you on your website and social media.
Yes. My website is jmsullivanauthor.wordpress.com. My Twitter and Instagram are @_JM_Sullivan. I kept that the same. Made it a little bit easier. And then on Facebook, I am at JM Sullivan Books as well. So really, you can find me at any of those. YouTube, you can type in the search engine author confession and I should come up.
Fantastic. And you can also hit me up by going to my website, k.m.robinsonbooks.com, and you can find me on social media at k.m.robinsonbooks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I'm doing all sorts of behind-the-scenes things, especially right now because Jaded comes out tomorrow, and I've got some massive things coming out. And if you did not catch it yesterday, we released a brand new, never-before-seen interactive choose-your-own-adventure game, which is done through Facebook Messenger, so you will never miss a mission. It's a 3-day long event, which I'm really excited about. It starts from the time you sign up, and it goes 3 days after that, so you don't have to start from the beginning. You can start whenever you want. Go to savejadeGame.k.m.robinson books. That'll kick you over to that post. Follow the directions, and Mr. Arrow will send you on missions to help save Jade. And then when you get your hands on a copy of Jaded tomorrow, you can actually see how your actions affect what is happening within the book. And you will see directly how you have influenced what is happening within this story. I'm really excited about it. We launched it yesterday. SaveJadeGame.k.m.robinsonbooks.com. Make sure you check it out. Really excited. JM, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. This has been absolutely wonderful. I always love having you on, and I cannot wait to have you back. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I love our chats.
Everybody, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day. Hit up our comments and let me know if you have more questions for JM. We will get those answered for you, and we are definitely going to have her back in the very near future because she is such a delight to have on all of my shows. And if you have not seen her episode of Young Adult Edition yet, you can go to jmsullivan.youngadultedition.com. That'll kick you over to her full broadcast where she's giving away secrets about her book and telling you all sorts of behind-the-scenes things. I hope you'll check it out. I will see you next time. And if you have an author who you think should be on our meet and greet show, tag them in the comments below. Let me know who you want to see on this show, and we will try to get them on so that you can learn a little bit more about them, get a sample of their book, and ask the questions that you are absolutely dying to ask them. So hang out with me, hit up the comments, and let me know who you think should be joining us. Tag them in the comments to let them know they should get involved. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and stay inspired.